Welcome to a couple of monkeys. In a previous video, my wife and I had created this beautiful walnut and cherry pen, link in the description above. We intentionally made each section a little different so we can use them as gates in the future. So we're going to be showing you how we turned this pen into these gates that we have around the house. My wife and I started designing this pen in 2023. And we both know that baby pens aren't needed very long because of children have this tendency to climb up over top of pens. So we wanted several uses of the pens that we can use in the future. The first use was gates throughout the house, and the second one is to incorporate it into a bunk bed that we are designing in the future. Now, in order to make my life a lot easier, I went ahead and bought 2 pairs of saloon door hinges. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell icon for notifications on future videos. For the gate that we installed in the hallway, all we had to do is have a shim around 3/4 of an inch thick to attach the gate to the wall. These saloon door hinges swing in both directions, and the spring is disengaged by a small pin that goes in both directions. This honestly makes it great where I can disengage the spring and have it out loose so I can attach all of the screws and then attach it to the wall with everything connected together. Now that I have the shim attached to the gate, I can go ahead and start attaching the shim to the wall. But first I need to check and make sure that the studs are there that I need in order to attach the shim to the wall. I drill and countersink 3 holes on the shim that is going to be attached to the wall. And I start the 3 wood screws that are going to be holding up this entire gate. And with help from my wife, I went ahead and attached it to the wall. Making sure to keep the gate nice and level. Now all I do is set the tension and add the pin to the hinge. And that's how we installed the first gate. This seemed pretty effective and kind of fun. We also have a merch store where we have made custom t-shirt designs for woodworking enthusiasts. The next gate that we're installing is to section off the kitchen from the rest of the house so the baby cannot get too close to us while we're cooking. For this section, I needed to add another 6-inch portion to the wall in order to connect the gate to. This was not just adding a shim. Since it's a lot more visible, I decided to continue the technique of using walnut and cherry to make it a little bit more pretty. I'm using up sections of wood that was left over from both the baby bed video and the baby pen video. I square up the 4 pieces of wood that I plan to use and resaw the 2 pieces of walnut in order to make it just a little bit narrower than the cherry railing. And using the miter gauge, I cut the pieces of walnut to size. Now I use a 1/4 inch roundover bit and go along all of the pieces. For the exception of one entire side of the walnut, it'll be attached to the wall. I use my dowel rod jig and then glue all of the pieces together with dowels. I really love this jig because it often self-centers, so it really takes all the guesswork out of drilling dowel holes. I don't have to make a jig specifically for each project. Now I use a drill and a countersink bit in order to drill the holes that are going to go into the wall. Now, as I said before, this is going to be a little bit more into the open, so I decided to use a nice coat of clear polyurethane. I use 4 coats with sanding in between. I attached the same saloon door hinges that I had installed earlier. I used the metal tool to stick into one of the holes at the top in order to relieve the tension on the spring. Now I remove the pin that's holding the tension on and relieve the tension with the tool. And I do the same for all 4 hinges. Now that the hinge is open, I can go ahead and attach it to the frame of the gate. We also have an eBay store where we sell a lot of our projects, including our best sellers, our walking sticks. Now that the gate is attached, I can start attaching the frame that's going to be attached to the wall. I take the gate and the frame to the area which we're going to install it. And using the 3 countersunk screw holes that I had put in earlier, I attach it to both the floor and to the cabinet and let our supervisor Chocolate give it a try. We also wanted to make sure that our cat supervisor was 100% able to go around it. And with a little coaxing, he figured it out. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe, and ring the bell icon for notifications on future videos. We found that if we leave one side tensioned and one side tight, we are able to keep the doors permanently open, so we can easily move back and forth between hallways. And there's the finished project.